Hey, we're back. We're talking Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. I know it's technically no longer December, we are in the new year, but still, you're getting spillover from my Christmas watch for this year. So Home Alone 2, I'm not gonna go into the 3, the 4, the 5, there's a million of these things, but I did want to see the second one because it still has the same actors, the same family. It wasn't as good as the first one, I'm gonna be honest. It's one of those remakes where it's basically the same thing again. And some of those action movies have a tendency of doing the same thing again, but exaggerated. This one didn't go in the exaggerated route. It did go a bit bigger in terms of scope and scale, if we can even use those words for a Home Alone movie. But yeah, it was basically the same movie again. The crazy, scary old man, which isn't really a crazy, scary old man. He's replaced with a crazy, scary old lady with pigeons, but she's, again, not crazy, well, she may be a bit crazy, but she's not scary. She's a kind old woman. The wet bandits are back, and although these are non-spoilery reviews, basically, if you've seen the first one, it kind of spoils what happens in the second, except this time, we're in New York. From a performance standpoint, everyone acts adequately. I mean, it's more than enough for what the movie is. The plot is a bit far-fetched. It's kind of ridiculous to assume that the family would go through all of this again, but hey, this is the universe of Home Alone, right? Parents just forget their kids on a regular basis, I guess. The film does have heart, and the New York vibe, the New York aesthetic does work well. It's fun seeing the whole thing in the toy store, and now I kind of do understand why people call this franchise Die Hard for Kids, or Kids Die Hard. The Wet Bandits are still ridiculous, and I'm still not the biggest fan of that kind of humor. The only thing that I will really complain about in this movie is that the traps, the harmless pranks, all of these plans that he comes up with, they felt a little more reaching than the first, as if the writers had trouble coming up with new ideas, new concepts. Like, you know, we've already done all these things in the first movie, what can we come up with next? What's the most ridiculous, harmful yet harmless, funny thing that we can come up with? I could feel that they were really searching, digging for those ideas in this one. They did add a few more satellite characters, we're gonna call them, the hotel staff, that kind of thing. They weren't exactly necessary, and I think cutting some of those scenes out would have made this film just a bit shorter, because it is a bit too long for what it is. But the film still has a lot of heart, it still is a nice little Christmas tale, I guess, and what it sets out to accomplish, which is family fun, is very much accomplished. In my opinion, this isn't a meh kind of movie, but it's not as good as the first, which means we're not looking at an alright. I think we're looking at just underneath that. I would put Home Alone 2 Lost in New York at above average. Okay, that's it for me. What do you think of the Home Alone franchise? Does it deserve to be a franchise? And are the million sequels worth the watch? I don't think so. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, do all those good things, and I'll see you next time.